The story begins with some friends having a good night's party, but one of them is sitting quietly, looking sad. When all the friends see her, they ask her why she's so sad. She explains that a new app has launched in the market that can tell the downloader the exact time of their death. The girl explains, "I'm sad because I downloaded the app this morning, and when I opened it, it told me I would die exactly 15 days from today." Hearing this, all the friends laugh at her and, jokingly, download the app. They make a bet that, according to the app, the person who dies the soonest will have to finish all the drinks on the table alone. Before downloading the app, everyone sees a user agreement or terms and conditions, and like me, they accept it without reading it. After that, everyone sees a countdown to their life. Everyone takes turns showing off their remaining life. Some were supposed to live 20 years, others 60. But Cottony appears worried. When she shows her friends her mobile phone, the app tells her she only has 3 hours left. As soon as the countdown reaches 0, she'll be killed. This frightens Cottony, but her friends convince her not to be afraid. It's just a joke. The game dictates that whoever has the least amount of time left in their life will drink all the drinks on the table. Cottony loses the game because she only has 3 hours left. All the friends tell Cottony that according to the rules, she must drink all the drinks. Just then, Cottony's boyfriend, Evan, arrives and drinks all the drinks instead of Cottony. After the party ends, when Cottony gets into the car with her boyfriend, Evan, who has been drinking too much, gets drunk. Therefore, Cottony refuses to let Evan drive, but Avon doesn't listen. Cottony, already scared by the app, gets out of the car and starts walking home. Avon repeatedly asks Cottony to get in the car, but when she refuses, Avon gets angry and leaves. Just then, Cottony receives a notification from the app stating that she has violated the user agreement. Cottony doesn't understand what this means, but this frightens her even more. Then we see a man in a black coat stalking her. Then, Cottony receives an alert on her phone stating there's only 7 minutes left. Panicked, Cottony hurries home. As she enters, she hears strange noises and the app's constant alert, which makes her turn off her phone. But the phone turns on automatically and starts counting down again. Finally, something unknown pulls her up, and just as the countdown ends, she falls to her death. Here we learn that this app isn't a joke, but actually tells a person how long they're left to live. Meanwhile, we see that Cottony's boyfriend, Avon, crashes his car. Avon survives, but a large log from a tree pierces the seat where Cottony was supposed to sit. This is how Cottony was supposed to die. We then see a nurse named Queen in a hospital, carrying a trolley, go to a patient's room. She notices that the patient has left without eating breakfast. Queen knows where the patient is at that moment, so she goes straight to him. The patient is none other than Avon, Coté's boyfriend. Avon is extremely nervous. He tells Queen everything about the countdown app, how his girlfriend downloaded it and died at the exact time the app predicted. Queen explains to Avon that it must be just a coincidence. How can an app tell a person their death time? She tries to relax him and prepare him for surgery, but Avon refuses to undergo the surgery because he has now downloaded the Countdown app. According to the app, Avon has only 19 hours left to live, and in exactly 19 hours, Avon is scheduled for surgery, and he understands that he will die during the surgery. But Queen encourages Avon, telling him that this won't happen. Sometime later, Queen meets the head nurses of the hospital. She takes him with her. There, a doctor and staff surprise Queen with a cake because she passed the nurse's test. While everyone is sitting and eating cake, Queen tells everyone about Avon's Countdown app. Here, some other people also say that they have heard about it. As a joke, these people also download the app to see their remaining lifetime. This includes a doctor named Dr. Sullivan, who is the head doctor here. The doctor is very happy to see the remaining time of his life on his mobile because he was going to live till 90 years, and the others also have the app showing a much longer time. Just then, a man brings in a woman who has fainted due to overdose. Her heartbeat and breathing have stopped, but they save her by giving her an injection. After working the whole day, when in the evening, when Vine returns home, she receives a notification to download the Countdown app. She doesn't take the app seriously and unthinkingly accepts all its terms and conditions. It's then that she discovers she has only 2 days left to live. This strikes her as odd, but Vine ignores it and heads home. Vine's family consists of her father and younger sister, Jordan. Her mother died in a car accident a year ago. The next day, Avon is seen in the hospital, terrified, as his mobile phone shows his lifetime slowly dwindling with only minutes left. He decides to escape the hospital instead of undergoing surgery. As he tries to escape, he receives a notification informing him that he has violated the user agreement. This reveals that once someone sees their remaining lifetime through this app, they can no longer avoid death. Just as a few days ago, Avon's girlfriend Cottney tried to avoid death by getting out of the car and walking, breaking her user agreement and being killed. Now, Avon is trying to avoid death by avoiding surgery. Will he be able to save himself? Let's find out. As Avon starts to walk, he sees a dark shadow in the mirror behind him, but when he looks back, he sees no one there. Suddenly, the front windshield shatters. Terrified, Avon runs towards the stairs. As he reaches there, the power suddenly goes out. Then he hears footsteps. When he turns on his mobile phone's flashlight, he sees his girlfriend, Cottney, in front of him. But his girlfriend has become a demon, and he starts running from her. But in his haste, his mobile phone falls down the stairs, and after a while, the ghost kills Avon and throws him down the stairs. When Queen arrives at the hospital, she learns that Avon has fallen down the stairs and died. Hearing this, she recalls Avon's words the previous day, when he repeatedly told Queen that according to the app, he would die in 19 hours. Queen begins to doubt whether the app really killed Avon. To turn her suspicions into certainty, she goes straight to the place where Avon's body was kept. She picks up Avon's phone and tries to check it. However, Avon's face lock is on the phone. She removes the cloth from Avon's body and holds his mobile phone up to his face, scanning it. The mobile unlocks, and she sees that the app's countdown has reached 0. Queen is now convinced that the app is not a joke, but real. As soon as her attention shifts from her mobile phone to Avon's face, Avon's head automatically turns to look at her. She panics and quickly puts the body back in the freezer. Queen begins to fear that this might happen to her, as the app says she only has 1 day left, and tomorrow she's supposed to visit her mother's grave with her father. She understands that they'll inevitably have an accident on the way, killing Queen. So, trying to avoid her own death, Queen calls her dad and cancels her plans to visit the cemetery tomorrow. Just then, a notification arrives on Queen's mobile phone stating that she's violated her user agreement. This deeply disturbs her. Just then, Dr. Sullivan calls her into the room and asks her to help a patient, but the doctor has other plans. He tries to force himself on her. Queen manages to escape and goes to complain to the head nurse. But before Queen can tell him, the doctor puts her on some other task. After returning home that night, Queen searches the internet for the app and finds information about Cottney. She also finds a video of a girl who says that after downloading the app, she started seeing the ghost of her brother, who died many years ago. After a while, the girl says that her time is up, and then something happens to her. However, when Queen checks the comments on the video, everyone says it's a fake video, which gives Queen some peace. As soon as Queen closes her laptop, she suddenly sees the ghost of Avon, frightening her. But as soon as she turns on the light, Avon has disappeared. Then she receives another notification that she's violated the user agreement. She smashes her mobile phone against the ground, breaks it, and leaves the room, spending the rest of the night in her car, terrified. The next morning, Queen's sister Jordan comes to wake her up. They return to their room, and Queen's younger sister Jordan discovers Queen's broken mobile phone, still displaying the countdown. She asks Queen if she's downloaded the app. Hearing this, Queen becomes upset, as her younger sister, Jordan, also knew about the app and was a user. Now, Queen's mobile screen is completely broken, so she goes to a mobile shop to buy a new phone, thinking that the new phone won't have the killer app. But as soon as Queen buys the phone, the app automatically downloads. Queen angrily shouts at the shopkeeper and asks him about the app, but he, too, didn't know anything about it. The shopkeeper tries to delete it, but there's no option to delete it. Queen angrily takes her mobile phone from the shopkeeper and leaves. Hearing Queen's words, a boy named Matt approaches the shopkeeper and asks him about the app. Meanwhile, Queen gets into her car to return home. But as she looks in the front mirror, she sees a man dressed in black standing behind her car. As soon as she looks back, he disappears. Suddenly, a strange creature's hands cover her mouth, causing her car to reverse rapidly, narrowly avoiding hitting the car behind her. A man in the other car gets out in anger and starts yelling at Queen. But then Matt, a customer at the same shop, comes out and diffuses the situation. He tells Queen, "I also downloaded this app, and I'm going to die before you." The two sit in a bar and start talking about the app. Matt asks Queen, "Did you read the user agreement when you downloaded it?" Queen replies, "No, I directly accepted the terms and conditions." Matt replies, "I made the same mistake." They both regret reading the terms and conditions before accepting them. Just then, Matt spots a drug addict in the bar. Seeing him, an idea comes to mind. He tells Queen, "Why don't we get this drug addict to download an application on his mobile phone through which we can see the terms and conditions?" They then approach the drug addict, who is chatting casually. They persuade him to download the app as well. The addict agrees. After he downloads the Countdown app and arrives at the location where the terms and conditions are listed, Queen takes his mobile phone and begins to read it carefully. Only then does she learn about a rule that states that after seeing their death time on the app, the user cannot attempt to postpone their death. Both of them had broken this agreement by canceling their trip. Despite this, the addict accepts the terms and conditions. Luckily, he realizes he will live another 40 years. Then Queen remembers that there's a chaplain at the hospital where she works. Perhaps he can offer a way out of this situation. Queen and Matt then go to the hospital and explain the demon's story to the chaplain. The chaplain says he doesn't believe in demons, so he gives them the address of another chaplain who specializes in demons. Before leaving, the head nurse takes Queen to a meeting. Dr. Sullivan accuses Queen of harassing him, not Queen. But when Queen begins to defend herself, the head of the meeting ignores her and fires her. Queen no longer cares about her job as her life is now at stake. They then arrive at a church where they find the man the priest told them about and finally reach the priest, who tells him everything about the app. After listening to their story, the priest tells them a story from the Bible. The story tells of a prince who was to go to war 100 years ago. The prince was afraid he might be killed in the war. He went to an old gypsy woman and asked her if he would survive. The old woman said she could tell him the exact time of his death, but the condition was that once he knew the time, he would not try to postpone it. The prince agrees, realizing he will be killed in battle. Fearing death, the prince disobeys the lady and sends his younger brother to fight. But nothing happens to his younger brother. Instead, they win the war. However, the cowardly prince is pursued by a demon named Ozin, who tortures him and kills him at the precise moment destined for his fate. Father, through his deep meditation, discovers that a demon named Ozin is behind all this. Father suggests that perhaps this app is a manifestation of Ozin. He explains that if you want to avoid your death, you must first hack the app and bring it to me. Once I see the code, I will be able to free you from the demon. Hearing this, Queen and Matt urgently need to hack the app as soon as possible, as they have very little time left. They approach the mobile shopkeeper and request him to hack the app. The shopkeeper wasn't ready for the job, but when Queen offered him money, he agreed. After hours of hard work, he finally hacked the app and extracted its code. Queen quickly took a photo of the code to show her father. They discovered that the app had millions of users, and the shopkeeper suddenly saw his own name, Derekdick. By tampering with the code, he aged himself to over 100 years, and the idea was working. Now, he had full access to this app, which could extend the lifespan of anyone he wanted. The shopkeeper, upon request from Queen and Mad, extends their lifespans as well. Queen then sees her sister Jordan's name in the database, and she was supposed to die 3 minutes before Queen. This means both Queen and Jordan were destined to die in the accident. Queen extends Jordan's lifespan as well. Queen and Matt are overjoyed, no longer fearing death, but this joy is short-lived. Queen and Matt arrive at Queen's house together, and, for safety, decide to spend the night in the same room, as the fear of the demon still lingers in their hearts. As they are about to sleep, Queen asks Matt why he downloaded the app. Matt explains that a few years ago, he had a younger brother who was a very decent boy. He was always sick, and one day, due to illness, he died. Since then, Matt has been afraid of death. When he learned about the app, he wanted to know how long he would live. That's why he downloaded it. Queen then tells Matt her story. One night, she went to a party without telling her mother. When her mother ran out to look for her, she was in a car accident on the way, resulting in her death. After telling each other their stories, they both fall asleep. Then, in the middle of the night, the demon returns to haunt Queen. A strange sound echoes in Queen's ears, causing her to wake up. She sees Matt's hand on her stomach. She tries to shake Matt's hand to wake him up, but then the real Matt opens the door and comes in. In reality, it was none other than the demon's hand on Queen's stomach. The demon attacks Queen, but Matt, showing courage, snatches her blanket, causing the demon to flee. They realize that their hacking the app was futile, as their countdown has returned to normal. Queen is now worried about her younger sister, Jordan. Meanwhile, the demon begins to terrorize Jordan as well. But before anything can happen to Jordan, Queen arrives to pick her up. Jordan is terrified. Together, the three go to Father John. Queen tells him that their plan to hack the app failed. The demon is still stalking them. They then share the code to hack the app with Father John. After carefully studying the code, Father realizes that anyone who breaks the user agreement is subjected to Ojin's curse, which Father believes is a good thing because curses can be broken. Father then hatches a plan to trap the demon in his own game. He explains that if they prove the demon a liar, the curse will be broken. This means that if even one person dies a little before or a few seconds after the app's stated time, the demon will be proven wrong, thus breaking the curse. The four of them then head down to the basement and form a magical circle. Matt only has a few minutes left when the light starts blinking, signaling the arrival of a demon. Father quickly quickly orders the three of them to stand inside the circle, saying that as long as they are inside, no evil spirit or demon can touch them. But don't even try to leave the circle, or you'll be killed. A moment later, the demon appears before them, but he can't get inside. Suddenly, Matt sees his dead brother. But it's not actually Matt's brother, but the demon, disguised as Matt, tricking him into leaving. Seeing this, Matt becomes emotional and steps out of the circle. The demon grabs Matt's leg and drags him away. Seeing this, Queen runs after him. When she comes out, she sees Matt standing on the road, completely unharmed. But then a speeding car hits Matt and crushes him. And with Matt's death, the countdown on her mobile phone also reaches 0. Queen is devastated by Matt's death and Jordan is next in line. However, Queen sees Jordan badly injured as she leaves, so she brings Jordan to her own hospital to treat him. Meanwhile, a nurse working with Queen tells her, "You were right, Dr. Sullivan is trying to flirt with me too." Then Queen notices the scoundrel, Dr. Sullivan. Seeing him, Queen gets an idea. She knew this scoundrel doctor would live to be 90. If Queen kills this doctor now, Demon's debt will be cleared, and the sisters' lives will be saved. To put this plan into action, Queen goes to the doctor's office and tells him, "I want my job back, and I'm willing to do anything for it." Queen tells him, "I'm waiting for you in a secluded area behind the hospital." The doctor, overcome with anxiety, is unable to think and falls into Queen's trap, reaching the secluded spot. Queen was standing there silently, holding an iron rod in her hand. As soon as she got the chance, Queen attacked the doctor with the rod, injuring him and causing him to fall to the ground. Queen had already brought a morphine injection with her, and just as she was about to administer it to the doctor, Demon appeared and pulled him away. She is saved, and the doctor escapes. It's time for Jordan to die. She only has 2 minutes left. The demon arrives to kill her. She tries to save herself by hiding from the demon, but the app reveals her hiding place, and the demon captures Jordan. But then Queen confronts the demon and begins injecting herself with the morphine, hoping to save at least her sister. The demon then tries to seduce Queen by pretending to help her. Seeing her mother, Queen becomes emotional, but soon realizes it's a trick by the demon and injects herself with the morphine. Thus, Queen dies prematurely and Ozan is proven a liar. Ozan, the demon, vanishes into thin air and Queen's plan succeeds, saving Jordan's life. Jordan comes to Queen and starts crying. She then notices the name of a medicine written on her arm. She also sees the bottle of the same medicine in Queen's hand. Jordan quickly injects it into Queen's arm, neutralizing the morphine's effects and bringing Queen back to life. However, everyone's countdown stops there. Queen gets her job back and the wicked doctor is jailed for his actions. A few days later, Queen goes with her family to visit her mother's grave. As they return home, Queen receives a notification on her mobile phone and she sees that a new app called Countdown has been downloaded. This concludes the story. Wow. If you've made it all the way to the end, that means you survived the countdown. For now, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another spine-chilling story like this. Comment below and tell us if the app appeared on your phone, would you dare to open it?